I think we have revolve, so let's give it a try pretty quick. Let's turn this off. Make sure let's put this in the right place. Change geometrical set and test. Click OK. Let's get a quick sketch over here. Let's create an axis. It doesn't have to be perpendicular. Let's create a weird shape axis, because I got some guys that were working for me, and I would show them how to use those options, and they always think that axes always have to be perpendicular to the surface. I mean, to your plane. It doesn't have to be necessarily perpendicular. It's an axis. It's an axis. You can build it however you want. And now we go to our quick option of here, revolve. And because we create an axis on our sketch, automatically knows that. And okay, they know I went too much, so I gotta take it a little bit slower. So you can do whatever angle it's comfortable, or you can do it 360. And you get your revolve right there. What else we have in here? We got a sphere. So next is going to be a sphere. Next option, it's the sphere. So let's insert geometrical set. Make sure we put it into a test. Let's create a point to this plane. Let's go to the sphere. This is pretty easy. Just click on the point, give it a radius. You can move this to whatever dimension you need to have, or we can make it a full sphere just by clicking this option over here. So it's up to you. Next option is the cylinder. Works identical the same as the sphere. Let's create another point. Let's create let's create a point on XY plane. So let's click on that plane and then create a point. And let's click on the cylinder. It's going to ask us for the point and the direction. You want to go this direction, or you want to go this direction. And this works the same way. Just move it up and down. Same thing with the radius. There's our sphere. Cylinder. Let's go to our next option. It's offset. Just click on any surface you want to offset, give it a dimension, and click preview or reverse. That's pretty self-explanatory. And Same thing with this rough offset, works the same as this, and a variable offsets works the same as this, but you can change the offsets. For example, if you have a pad over here to 1 inch and you offset this 2 inch, you can do it in the variable offset. Let's see if we can make a quick sample. Let's hide this and let's create a quick geometrical set. Let's pick this plane right here, open a sketch, okay. So I'm going to take this sketch over here and break it in a couple of pieces, 4 cells. I'm going to turn off this sketch, and these two right here, I wanted to make it one joint. I'm going to connect those two together. Okay, so now we have 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to translate all this, translate it a little bit on this plane. Click OK, and let's see, let's connect those surfaces together. Let's go to blend definition, click OK, blend this, OK, blend this with this, okay. So we got 3 blends in here, and we also need one joint for this operation. So let's click joint. We want to do 1, 2, 3. So we took all these 3 surfaces and made them into one joint definition. We joined them together. Let me turn this back on. This one, I can change the color to blue, and I can turn it off for now. Let's change the colors of those 2 parts in here. Let's change the color of this. Okay, so this is how multi-offset works. First, you gotta tell it a global surface. That's why we created this join right here. So just click on that. Then you click on surfaces that we're gonna offset. Now it's very important that you pay attention to these values in here. First value, just tell it how much you want to offset it. And then this option, how much you want to offset it. Sorry. And then this right here, we have to make sure we make it variable, because that's the whole thing about it. So this one, instead of putting a dimension in there, we have to take this off and leave it variable. And if we click a preview, you can see the difference. We got 100,000 from here to here, 200,000 from here to here. Or you can reverse the direction, and you can see it also. We can click over here and change the dimension to let's say 0.3. So that's how that works. All right, let's go to next operation. Let's turn this off. Let's go another. Let's see, what do you want to do next? Let's try the sweep operation. Okay, so let's see. Let's start with a Z and Y view. Let's open a sketch. Let's create a spline. Okay. Let's get out of this view right now. Let's open another sketch on a top view, which is X and Y. We're gonna create another spline over here. So now we have a perpendicular splines. Actually, what I want to do, I want to lift this up a little bit. So I'm gonna break this over here. Let's go to the break option and let's break this one and then delete it. Let's delete this point too. So now they're not in the same sketch, same plane. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a plane right there. So I'm going to take this plane and I say put me a plane right here on this point, reference to that. So right now as you see, I just created a plane at the end of this point. Let's go parallel through a point. Or you can go on the plane. Let's go parallel through a point. Reference is this plane. And the point is here. Now let's create another sketch over here. Let's create actually I want to create it right at the end of this point. So what I'm going to do, because I don't have this point in here, I'm just going to click on this point and I'm going to bring it, project it into my view using this project 3D elements. But first of all, I want to make sure that I turn this on because I just need a point for the construction element only. So now I got my point in there. If I get out of the sketch, I got nothing in there, but there is a point. So I'm gonna just double click, and watch the difference. Right now, if I want to go here, it's gonna snap onto my point. See, I got like a full moon. The reason we see this blue right now because this is our XY coordinate axis, but I needed to create my spline right at the end of this, so that's why I have to project that point into my sketch. So right now I know I'm right at the end point of that, and I have to make sure that I turn this back on right now. And let's go normal to view. I just turned it on, so let me cancel this and do it again. Oh, perfect. Control Z, go back one step. And hit escape. Okay, so we got right now two curves in there. And what else do we want to do? We want to create another arc over here to connect the two. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna let's see, let's create a plane perpendicular to this curve. So let's click on this curve. So I know I'm perpendicular to that. So now if I create a sketch, I'm perpendicular to this. Okay, so if I do normal view again, I'm right of the end at this point. Okay, but what we want to do, we want to make sure that we connect those 2 points together. So let's exit the sketch over here, and before we do that, I want to create a line from this endpoint to this endpoint. and then we can create an arc. So let's take this one over here and let's put a point. Just somewhere over here. And let's create an arc, and let's go here and let's put 3 points. So we got our arc in there, and let's try some affinity. Try to mess around a little bit with this arc. So let's click on this arc and let's put over here 2, see what it does. Let's create a point in the middle of this line. So let's go to point on the curve and let's put middle of the point, and let's try affinity again. Let's see how it's gonna work out. Let's click on this. Let's put this point over here and let's try affinity. I'm not too happy about this affinity option. So I'm just gonna leave it like that for now. What else we want to do? We're gonna create some. If you realize right now, this is not the pattern. So see, it's going up. Let's do a front view to see what we have here. So this is our horizontal table and our axis, and you see our curve is going up here. So let's tune this off. And what we don't want to do now, we want to create some a sketch to this plane right here to give us a direction. We're gonna understand why later. Okay, so we got the direction. Now we want to extrude those two. And instead of going straight up and down, that's the reason I created that right there. And let's make that 0. Reverse direction. Okay, so we got one line over here. And let's do this one also. Let's click on this line, reverse. Now we don't need this line anymore, so we can turn this off. Let's change the colors of those two surfaces, holding the control key down. Okay, so let's try one of those options over here. That's called sweep. We can go with the reference surface first. So we can click first on the profile. So let's click on our sweep icon. As you see over here, we have quite a bit of options we can create a sweep, and it shows us over here all the options we can go through. So it's pretty self-explanatory, but I'm gonna go to a couple of those options just to get you a feeling of it. So as you see right here, we can it's quite a bit of options. So let's go to something that was good for us right here. So let's try first with two guides. This is with reference surface and with two guides curves. So in our case, we can use it just for just to show you pretty quick. It's not going to give us our final product, our final cover over here. This is not the right sweeping operation to create a surface over here. It's going to be this one right here. It's called a fill surface. We're going to be able to cover this very nice and pretty smooth. But right now, just to get a feeling how the sweeping is working, I just wanted to show you first. Over here it says profile. It's asking us what's the profile that you want us to extrude. So we can click on the profile, this guide or this guide, it doesn't matter. So click on the profile, then it's asking for guide 1 and then guide number 2, which is this line right here. And right now if you do a preview, there's our surface. It's not exactly what we wanted, but like I said, I just wanted to see how that works. See, the reason I create those surfaces on this angle is because I want the surface on top to go tangent and then to follow up around it. So I'm not pretty comfortable with this icon over here, the swept surface definition. We can try with one reference only. That means it's going to choose only one guide, which is this right here, and it's not going to keep in consideration the back guide. Okay, so this is how you use this option over here. It's pretty good, but not for this particular part that I just built right now. Now let's create ourselves a little fill surface, and this is very very important how you choose the guides on this. Very important. So this is our first curve. Then we want to tell it that our second curve is this, but we have to tell it that we want it to be tangent to the surface. So right away we have to make sure we click on this, because right here on the continuity it doesn't say anything. So the moment I click on this, automatically I get tangent. So that means my fill surface is going to become tangent with this, the filling that goes on top of here. You're gonna understand later why I'm saying this, because I'm gonna do this 2 times. Then I'm gonna choose number 3, then number 4 curve with the surface, with the support. You can see it says right there support, curve and support. So right now I have tangent over here. Now if I click OK, look at this. See how it goes straight up? I got a tangent over here, then it goes around and it goes down over here. So every edge from here to here is tangent. Of course my sample is not that great, so see over here the way I build it, I was trying to make a tangent, so that's why it looks like this. But so this is one way of creating this. Let me hide this one and let's create another one. By the way, I forgot to create one point. I gotta put one point on top of I'm gonna put one point over here, and I'll show you later why. So I'll click point and I'm gonna put it on the surface. So I'm gonna put my point right here. Now I'm gonna take this point, let me change the color pretty quick. I'm gonna take this point and I'm gonna offset it a little bit. I'm going to translate it going up. So I choose direction on z-axis, which is this right here. Make sure I go up a little bit. So let's go about right there. Click OK. Now, if I go back, double click on my surface, see it's got the passing point over here. If I click on this, pick on my point is way too high, so it doesn't like that. Let's bring down a little bit this point. Let's hide the initial point. Okay, I know why it does that. We gotta make sure we take the supports. The support, we have to take it out. Remove support, and let's try it again. Let me cancel this. So this is, let's turn this one off over here and give it another shot. Let's go this time we're gonna go just curves only with no support. Okay, so as you see the difference right now, everything is nice and fancy, but it's not tangent with this surface over here. It just goes from here and straight across, and it's a sharp point over here, and that was the reason I added the support over here. You can click over here and you can put add after, add before, remove support, so you can add it over here if you want, but I want to try this option with the passing point. There we go. So if you look at my point, my surface went up there. Let's go to my point over here, double click on it and just bring it up a little bit more. Let's do a preview, click OK, and watch what it did to my surface. So that is the difference of passing through a point. So passing point, and just click on here and make sure you select your point. And so we cannot have a tangent and point in the same time. They don't like that. Okay, so this is one way of filling up all the surfaces, and this is the tangent way. That's the difference. See, over here I have a tangent surface going up. Yeah, I just wanted to try one more time before I give up. I have to undo it. There we go. So let's turn this one off. But for the future, we gotta be able to use this a lot because this is very handy and it does the job very good. Okay.